Good morning, everyone. If you're in the USA or on the USA time zone, good afternoon to all our colleagues and media friends from Europe, and good evening to some of the media who are joining us from Asia. This truly is a global gathering of media. Thank you for joining us. This is a press conference for the ISU General Assembly, which is in full swing at the moment. We're about to start day 4 of the ISU Congress, and therefore this is a morning press conference. The reason why we're holding it now is to ensure that our colleagues, our media friends in Europe and Asia get plenty of time to file their stories. And the reason why we're doing it on day 4, not day 5 tomorrow, is to ensure that we're not having to put the media through a late Friday afternoon or evening filing their copies. So we're trying to do this to suit everybody. The top table that you can see, hopefully, on your screens in front of you is President Youl Kim, President of the ISU. We have the Director General of the ISU to his left, Colin Smith, and to President's right is György Elek, who is an ISU council member. President Kim and Colin Smith will be making some short remarks on the progress of the Congress to date. György will be on hand to answer technically challenging questions, but we will then be opening, after the remarks from President and Colin, we will be then opening the chat room for you to file your name and your media organization. That's all you need to do. You don't need to ask the questions in the chat, just your name and media organization, and we will take them more or less in chronological order. Unfortunately, because President and Colin have to go to Congress and György have to go to Congress fairly soon, we will only be limited to around about 30 to 35 minutes, but that should be more than enough time to get some good questions out there. So with that, and without further ado, President Kim, I pass the floor to you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's good morning. It's great to be in Las Vegas with 250 delegates from 65 countries to discuss future of our sport, and I really appreciate you coming in to join us and hearing about the future of skating. Our vision, I've been actually very anxious to be here with the members about this Congress because I want to share the latest details about our vision, which is to build upon our proud tradition to grow our sport, to remain the winter sport going forward. We want to have better skaters, we want to have more skaters, and we want to expand our fan bases worldwide. Our Vision 2030, which was presented on Monday, is very athlete first, member federation focused, and fan centric. We want to take measures to make our sports even more exciting and to bring on more fans going forward. Some of the initiatives that we are introducing is to enhance our engagement with fans through better TV production, enhanced digital engagement, and more exciting event presentation. We are also taking measures to evolve and innovate our sports core products. We are launching Short Track World Tour to capture the maximum potential we could have with that sport. We're also taking measures to diversify our revenue stream so we can generate enough income to invest back into the sport. So these are very exciting changes that we want to bring. While we're talking a lot about growth and innovation, our focus, one of our key pillars, one of the 5 pillars of our Vision 2030 is also safeguarding. We take safeguarding very seriously because the athletes are the greatest assets that we have, and we want to make sure their physical and mental well-being are very well protected. I'm also excited. I'm really excited. I encourage the enthusiasm the Congress, the member federation have shown us in support of the Vision 2030. It was overwhelmingly supported, and the members also supported all the key associated proposals that we put forward in order for us to move forward with in delivering the Vision 2030. So first one being the budget. We put forward the budget proposal for the next 2 years, which is significantly higher than previous years. But we want to we communicate to the members that it's time for us to make the investment. So that was overwhelmingly approved by the members. In terms of financing, how to do the budget, the members also allowed us the rule changes, which would enable us to use 250 million Swiss francs that we have under saving. We'll take different investment approach to generate more revenue so we can fund the initiative. And the third thing I want to highlight is that the members are also excited to modernize our constitution, which would enable the ISU to be more agile and adaptive to the rapidly changing world. So overall, I'm very excited because members shown great enthusiasm, and we are ready to take forward with our Vision 2030.
Thank you, President, very much. Pass the floor now to Colin Smith, the Director General of ISU.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's great to be here. Almost just over halfway through my first ISU Congress. This week we've had the opportunity to present the numerous ideas and initiatives that we've been working on and present these to the Congress for their support and approval. And these are ideas and initiatives that we will start to roll out already from next season and then continue to evolve and grow them in the seasons ahead. And some of these initiatives include, as the President mentioned, the launch of the Short Track World Tour. We all know the fast, dynamic, exciting nature of short track racing. And what we want to do is capture this in a new sports property called the Short Track World Tour. So this encapsulates the 6 current World Cup races that we have in Europe, North America, and Asia, and really packages them into a new, dynamic, bold approach. We will be rebranding and have consistency across the season. And we'll also be creating new engaging designs for each of the teams. So really differentiating and separating the season of short track from the championships at the end of the season. We'll also look to upgrade how we present our sport, both in the venue, so making it much more engaging and immersive for the fans that come and support on site. And also through broadcast, through engaging and investing in producing much more content behind the scenes and engaging directly with our athletes for that off-ice and around the ice content. We're also opening the door to more commercial opportunities to bring more revenue into the sport, both for ISU, but also for the members and the skaters themselves. And one such example of this is allowing for the first time a manufacturer logo on our figure skating costumes. There's long been a strong link between the fashion industry, for example, and figure skaters. And with this move, they can now actually engage and benefit from direct collaborations with that industry. So we think that will be a very positive step forward for them. All in all, we're delighted with the way the Congress has received these ideas. They've been fully supportive. As the President said, they approved the budget, which we need to invest in these initiatives. And they also approved to review the Constitution. So again, enabling us to be more agile and really move ahead. So all in all, very exciting time for skating. And we're looking forward to the start of the upcoming season. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much, Colin. We're going to now take the questions that are appearing in chat. There is one journalist who has to leave to go off to an urgent appointment, who will be coming to him in just a second. But a quick question from Max Miller at Broadcast Sport, who sends his apologies, but he was quite keen to get this question answered. Will you be launching a streaming platform to show competitions in territories without a TV deal?
Okay, thank you. We currently use our YouTube channel for these purposes, which is linked to our website. However, we announced to the Congress that we will be developing a new website. It'll become the home of skating. It'll be the go-to place for all skating content. And this will also include links to the live content. So we're looking at it in phases. First phase for next season, we'll still use our YouTube channel, but we are looking indeed to move into that OTT space, and that will be linked seamlessly through the new website that we're building.
Okay, thank you, Colin, very much. We're going to go now to Mike Keegan of the Daily Mail, Mail Online, and then we will be going in chronological order, I promise you. Mike?
A question for the president. I just wondered what you made of Lord Coe's decision to pay athletics medalists at future Olympic Games, and also if you are considering paying prize money to skaters who win medals at Milan Cortina.
Thank you for the question. Yes, I'm aware of the policy that was announced by the World Athletics, but I'm also aware the statement of the IOC. IOC made a clear distinction between the role of NOC and role of international federations towards the athletes that are participating in the Olympic Games. In the Olympic Games, athletes compete for their countries. They are competing with their flags, and NOCs are the responsible party for those athletes. And it is common that NOCs make remuneration and giving the prize monies to the high performance athletes, and I believe that's the way to do it because, again, I fully support the IOC position on it because there's a clear difference in role between the two organizations. However, I really appreciate all the athletes who put in hours and hours and sacrifice their life. There's so many things in their life to be competing at the top level of our competition. So I love to be able to generate more revenue so we could reward our deserving skaters better through increased prize money in our competition, and that's one of the goals of the Vision 2030. We want our vision is athlete first, and we want to reward our skaters better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now go to Taruka. I think that's how you say your name, Taruka, from iSport Connect.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, John. My question is where I want to pick it up. Basically, you spoke about one of the strategy is to innovate. How are you planning to integrate AI within skating?
AI is a very interesting topic. Many people are talking about embracing new cutting-edge technologies, including AI and the computer vision to assist judging, especially for figure skating. And we are looking at it. There's a huge potential with AI. So we've been talking to multiple tech companies how we can work with them to bring the technology to assist our judges to be more accurate, more quicker, more agile. So we are looking at it. However, there seems to be, I think it's more of a long-term project. The technology is ready at the moment at a reasonable price, but we will continue to work on it. What we want to emphasize is that we are looking at the AI and the future forward-looking technologies, but we are also taking advantage of existing technology that's readily available. So this season, we are launching the new video referee system, which with the upgrade camera, upgrade hardware, and upgraded software, which will provide our judges, officials with much clearer picture, much better video, much user-friendly solution, and much quicker data transfer rate. So this would also, which will be introduced this season, and it will be effectively serving our judges in a positive way. So we will continue to look into technologies and how to use it going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much. We now turn to Matt Traub from Sports Travel Magazine.
Hi, thanks for this. And for the president, having this Congress in Las Vegas, next year's World Figure Skating Championships will be in Boston. Yesterday, there was the news of Salt Lake all but assuredly getting the 2034 Winter Olympic Games. Is the U.S. market one that you're going to be emphasizing over the coming decade? And also, if you could give us a little more information on the short track world tour and why have so many developments within that? Thanks.
Okay, I'll give the short track question to my colleague, Colin Smith. You want to start there?
Sure. Yeah, thanks. So, we believe the short track has such potential to develop it further beyond what it is now. So, it's very exciting races. We have 6 World Cups, but we believe there's a much stronger story to tell by really binding those 6 World Cups into a global tour. I say it's starting with 6. Some of the members are already requesting that we expand that further in the future, looking at other formats, maybe a Nations Cup style event. So creating the Short Track World Tour provides us the opportunity to create that solid base and then expand from it. We've also had some new cities reach out to us already, requesting us to come and make the tour stop in their cities. So this is really what it's about. This is how we go from creating independent World Cup races to a consolidated world tour. So we're very excited about the opportunities that can bring, and again, gain traction and revenues back into short track to support the skaters.
Regarding the US, US is one of the key partner of ISU in terms of producing top skaters, but also graciously hosting many of the ISU events. So we are very happy to collaborate with the US Federation, our friends and colleagues from the US. I'm really excited about the World Championships in Boston because I was there in 2016, and Amherst was amazing. The venue was packed, fans was very engaging, and I'm sure we'll have an even greater atmosphere this coming World Championship because we have an American superstar, Ilya Malinin. Many people will be engaged to watch him writing another history. Regarding Olympics, it's been a while since Winter Olympic took place in the US. Last one was 2002, and we are very grateful that US is keen on hosting the 2034 Olympics. So let's see how it unfolds. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President. Next question is from Anna Keller and from the media organization anythinggoe.com.
Thank you. And thank you for this press conference. I have a follow-up question about the accessibility of watching the sport, especially outside of the bounds of the TV contracts. With properties like the Challenger series, is there any plan to try to increase availability of those for international viewers? And also with the YouTube channel, will you be able to include videos of all of the skaters for them to be able to promote their performances, not just the top 6 that are currently on the channel? Thank you.
Thank you. Numerous parts to that question. I think it's fair to say that when we're looking at the broadcast landscape, we are looking at the entire pyramid. So we're starting obviously with our own ISU events and ISU championships, but there is the need, and thank you for the question. There is also the opportunity and the need to see how we can expand that beyond to other events. So it's definitely something that we want to look at going forward. The previous question regarding AI, the use of remote cameras, the use of more cost-effective broadcast solutions also bring more possibilities to us, given the scale of the events happening all over the globe. So, definitely something that we're looking at. With regards to the YouTube channel, again, under constant evaluation, and with the development of the new website, we will be able to categorize and segment and provide much more targeted content than we can right now.
Okay, thank you, Colin, very much. So our next question is Shan Li from Xinhua News Agency.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. Just a quick question to the president about this Vision 2030. Could you elaborate more to us for how this project going to change this game, and how is it going to benefit the athlete and the fans or the sponsors? And also, does ISU have any plans to have more cooperation with China on the basis of this project?
Thank you for your question. So there are 2 questions. I'll answer first one, which is how does Vision 2030 affect stakeholders in the skating world? So what we want to do is Vision 2030 is invest in our sport, invest in our content. to make it more attractive. So the more fans will come to our live events, more fans will come to our come and watch our competitions and events on various forms of media, which will generate more income because we'll get a better sponsorship, more media contract, better sponsorship, which would increase our revenue. With the higher revenue, we can do so many things. Well, the first thing that we want to do is, going back to an earlier question, we want to reward our skaters better because they deserve it. We want to provide better service to our members, and we want to funnel more money into developing countries throughout the world to increase the level of skating in different parts of the world to make our sports more exciting. That would benefit everybody in the skating world. The second question regarding China, China is one of the key partners of the ISU. It always has been, and we are very close in touch with China. China is willing to host many more events. That they're already hosting many events, but they want to do more. They want to host events not only in Beijing, not only in Shanghai, but they want to move out to Chongqing, the Wuxi, different cities. And they've already asked us if they could host more than one short track world tour event, if they could host more figure skating events. And we are even talking about bringing outdoor events for speed skating in the northern part of the China. So we'll continue to engage with China to develop, who will help us to develop the skating further. Another thing I want to mention is that development is a key pillar for ISU, and China is very keen on supporting our efforts to develop skaters in the region. China has amazing facilities from the Beijing Olympics. They want to take advantage of it, inviting skaters from different parts of the region and help them grow. So we are very happy with our partnership with China. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, President. We still have time for some more questions. There's a couple more that we've got on chat to get through, but if there's anyone else who would like to ask a question, just type your name and your media organization on chat. You don't have to put the question in. We will allow you to ask that. But we now turn to Wakako Yuki from the Yomiuri Shimbun. Very good evening to you if you're in Tokyo, Wakako. Good to speak with you.
Indeed, thank you indeed for this opportunity, John. Yes, I am in Tokyo. It's a bit after midnight. Questions to President Kim, if I may. President, you have promised innovation and took the helm of the ISU. We are all keen to understand how you would take your organization into the future. But of course, innovation doesn't necessarily mean you would just do it something new. It would require prudence as well as the balanced view toward how you would take wisdom from the past and then lead to the future. What is your policy? What is your philosophy there? How to take the balance? And also, if I may, you are from Korea, which is one of the giants of esport. What is your vision for that aspect in the future? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Thank you for staying up so late in the evening to stay with us. Good evening. So innovation, yes, innovation doesn't mean changing the whole thing. What we meant by innovation, evolving and innovating our sports is to move forward while respecting our great tradition and proud heritage. So it will be a combination of both taking advantage of what still works and making our sports more relevant to attract younger, new generations fans. So it's not moving away from one thing to the other. So that requires a lot of discussion, and we have at ISU has a very democratic, open, and collaborative culture. So we are engaging in discussion with multiple stakeholders, taking into different perspectives to create a very consolidated and unified solution. That's what we are going to do. In terms of esports has gained a lot of traction throughout the world. And this is a good way to connect with the younger generation. We are constantly looking for better way to connect with the younger generation, with new generation of fans through the esports.
Okay, thank you very much, President. We have Paula Slater next from Golden Skate. Perhaps, Paula, if you'd like, you could ask your question. Or I have your question on. Okay, over to you.
Yes,
Paula.
hi. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes, hi, Paula from Golden Skate here. So you mentioned Anna Keller from Anything GOE asked the question about possibly having new, like the Challenger events incorporated into the platform. When you talk about moving the platform from YouTube to the new US site, my question is, will charges be incurred by users to be able to view these events?
Yeah, thanks. It would be premature to be honest, to comment or speculate on that. That'll form part of our broadcast strategy as we move forward. As you know, we have various rights and agreements in place at the moment. Those will come up for renewal, and we will use the next 2 seasons to really review, what is our broadcast strategy and policy going forward. So the use of OTT or any monetization or subscription or feeds, etc., that will all form part of a new strategy. So as I say, for the moment, we continue to use the YouTube, and we'll be linking that through into our new website.
Just to add to that point, while we are working on the details of the plan, what is important is that our commitment to make our sports more available, our competition and events more available to our skating fans throughout the world, and we would continue to do this. One thing that we did was on YouTube, we had competitions without English, any commentating, which was difficult for the fans to follow. So we took steps to enrich the experience by adding English commentating in some of the events that we tested. So these are the direction that we want to take. Just make our content more available so that fans throughout the world can enjoy skating even more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President. So we've got time for just a couple more questions if anyone wants. Can you just literally, we have Matteo Morelli from This Week in Skating. Matteo.
Friends, I have 2 questions, if that's okay. So the first one, working with a lot of American colleagues, the question is about broadcasting in the US. So events are not being available on demand through NBC beyond 48 hours. So is anything going to be done to allow fans to view events after they air? The second question is about what actual measures are being considered to safeguard the health of skaters, particularly their safety, given the increased number of cases that have come out over the few years? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Matteo. I'll take the first part of that question regarding the broadcast. Yeah, it's a question of music rights, typically when it comes to figure skating. And the music rights industry, it's incredibly complicated, as we informed the Congress. Any piece of music can have up to 16 different owners. So one of the reasons why content is removed from streaming sites is because of the music rights. This is something that we are looking into. We're engaging with a partner, Click and Clear, that we already started partnering with this season. We're looking to see if we can expand that to next season in order to see whether within the confines of the music rights industry we can find a workable solution which indeed allows their content to stay and remain on for longer. Obviously people want to watch this content and the music is a key part of figure skating, so we're very keen to make this happen as quickly and as easily as possible. For the second question, I'll pass back to the President.
Yeah, safeguarding is a very important topic, and we take it seriously. That's why it's one of the 5 pillars supporting our Great Vision 2030. So there are a couple of safeguarding measures, the measures that we've taken to strengthen our safeguarding in our sports. So one thing we did was we hired a full-time safeguarding officer to take care of the safeguarding policy and matters, and also to support our members to guide them to strengthen the safeguarding measures at home. Actually, one interesting thing I want to share with you is that at this Congress on Monday, we asked Gracie Gold, a decorated figure skater from US, to come and join us and to speak to us about the mental challenges that she had faced and she had overcome. So she came and spoke, very frankly shared her very personal story, which was very impactful. Our members were appreciative of having an athlete coming to speak to us to raise the awareness how important the mental health issues. There are a wide variety of things that falls under safeguarding, mental health being one of them, because as I said earlier, we want to keep our sports safe, and one of the key, the mental safe and healthy, and mental health is as important as physical health. And Gracie came and spoke to us by speaking on her personal story, raise the awareness. And after the Gracie's speech, what we disagreed to do is to increase annual contribution that ISU gives to the member federation to help members to put proper safeguarding measures in place in their home country. So we are we take this issue seriously, and we'll continue to improve our safeguarding. Thank you.
Thank you, President. And for those of you who didn't receive or haven't yet seen the press release regarding all that the President was just talking about on day one, you can find it on the ISU website, isu.org, in the news section. And there you will see all about Gracie Gold's very emotional address to Congress, and also other safeguarding related topics, including a keynote speech by Kirsty Burrows, who is the IOC's specialist consultant in this area. So quite a lot to read up on there on the press release. I think we've got time for one last question, and it's going to come back to Taruka. Over to you, Taruka, to have the honor of asking the last question.
Thank you. My question is.
We can hear you. No, we can't hear you. Let's hang on, Taruka. If you could be kind enough to start again, please.
Yes, my question is to the director. And my question is, this is going to be a big year with the Olympics coming up. What is the commercial strategy in place, and how is the corporate support in general?
Thanks for the question. Yeah, the next two seasons, especially the upcoming one, are incredibly important commercially. We have robust contracts in place and strong partnerships existing with both our marketing and our media agencies. And we're grateful. We have many long-standing partners in our sports, be it on the figure skating side or speed skating. But there is more we can do. There's more opportunities we can do. We can leverage. One example that we informed the Congress about is innovating, bringing LED and digital media into some of our sports. Figure skating, for example, on the rink boards or the kiss and cry. And again, these provide additional opportunities for sponsorship and for revenues. The Short Track World Tour is aimed exactly at that, about harnessing the power of this sport and creating those additional commercial opportunities. This also goes for synchronized skating and speed skating. So really, we're taking a very targeted look across all our sports and seeing, where can we do more? The second part of your question, the corporate response, so far it's been very good. And, these initiatives have already raised questions and inquiries to me since Monday. So, we're very enthusiastic and optimistic for the season ahead.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Colin. And President, perhaps you could sign off today's press conference by just giving our media friends a taste of what's to come today, day 4, and tomorrow, day 5 in the Congress. Very, very briefly, because I know you're in a rush.
Thank you. So again, thanks for joining us. Today, we'll go through some of the technical rule changes for figure skating, and Friday will just be a wrap-up session. But I just want to emphasize how excited the ISU community is with the Vision 2030. There's a lot of discussion going around, formally and informally, about what should we do, what can we do better, what can we together. So I'm very encouraged, and I'm really looking forward to our future. And please stay tuned to watch us how we make progress going forward. Thank you.
And you can stay tuned on YouTube, I believe, and so we'll make sure that you all have details of how you can watch the live stream of the Congress. I think that brings us to a conclusion. Thank you so much to all our media colleagues from around the world, USA time zone, European time zone, and as we've seen, Asian time zone. It is appreciated. We don't take it for granted, and we intend to work very closely with you all moving forward in the months and years ahead. So thank you, and have a great rest of the day, all of you.
Thank you all.